Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing you guys how to play Flightline because most of our videos are in Flightline and we know you guys are curious on how to play it. This will cover how to fly, how to land, and everything else. So yeah, let's get started.
So once you first join in, you will find this screen. And what you want to do is bring your cursor over to start flying, hit that, and you get an option of types of airliners: short haul, long haul, medium haul, all of these. What I recommend as a first time player is going with short haul. I'm just gonna go on the SSAB 340B and select next jet. Your airliner doesn't really matter. Once you get this, you just want to make sure everything's correct, or else you can return the title screen. If everything is correct, hit continue. Here's where you can choose two different options. You can choose to fly manually and just go directly to your airport, or you can create a flight plan. I personally don't use flight plans, so I had to learn how to use them for this video. But so you can make it so that once you get in the air, you can enable autopilot by pressing space and hitting APAT. And once you have a flight plan, it will enact your flight plan. So we can just say once we enable autopilot, we want it to go to Junip and we want it to cruise there at 3,000 feet, 250 knots. Then maintain 4,000 feet, 250 knots. Yeah. And then once it's done with the flight plan, I'm pretty sure you can just disable autopilot and fly down and land where you're just supposed to. But currently, I'm just gonna leave the flight plan activated so I can show you how to use it later. And I love to always do this certain flight plan flight path from this airport, I forget how to pronounce it, to Trofim Bridge International. So what I do is go to this gate, spawn, and it doesn't matter what airport you choose to fly to or where from and all of that good stuff. Oh look, it's Chase right next to me. But you can just click engine on and then you can turn these engines on, you can turn your lights on in here, and then hit V to push back. You don't have to wait for your engines to be max throttle to hit V and push back, but I would recommend it. My friend once forgot how to turn on his engines, or forgot to turn on his engines. And then once you're sitting there, you should probably do this while you're still at your gate. You should hit this thing in the middle where it says ILS not configured, and then choose an airport that you want to go to. I'm just gonna go to Trofim and land at runway 27 left.
And also guys, just for the autopilot, it will not take off and land for you. Just so you guys know, so you're not expecting for it to land for you. It won't. So just be aware that you're gonna have to land by yourself.
Thank you. So I'm obviously a pro at this game, so I'm just turning around really fast. Also, by the way, the controls are WASD or not QE. But W, throttle up, S, throttle down, A, throttle all the way down immediately, and then Q is throttle all the way up immediately. D, I don't think it has a purpose. Phew. Anyway, now that we're on the runway, you maneuver with your mouse. Now that we're on the runway, you're just gonna wait until you're at flight speed, which if you look at this bar, while it's in the red, you're gonna stall if you try and take off. While it's in the yellow, that's land speed, and while it's in the white, that's flight speed. And then this is your altitude, and now that we're at flight speed, we're gonna just take off, and we're gonna slightly pitch up, but we're not gonna pitch up so aggressively that we fall and stall.
I didn't do that before.
Trust me, people have done that when I'm teaching them, and it kind of sucks.
Guys, make sure to press G to put your landing gear up, and make sure to repress that before you land.
Yes. So right now, we obviously don't have any crosswind, so that doesn't really affect us. But let's say we were trying to land, and crosswind was coming from this direction, and the runway is directly in front of us. We would want our plane to point like this. I'll show you at like the end of the video how to do a crosswind landing. So now I'm gonna enable autopilot and AT, whatever that means. And it's just gonna fly me there. So at this point, I think I might like time lapse it for a minute, but before I do that, I just want to remind y'all to subscribe to our channel and follow our Twitter and join our Discord. All links should be in the description.
Sorry, guys, we don't mean to be those YouTubers that are like, subscribe to our channel. We just kind of want to gain a following.
Yeah. So I didn't know where the thing I decided to opt in for autopilot was on my flight plan, so I'm just gonna disengage it because I know it's way past our runway at this point. So I'm just gonna start flying towards Trophin, and don't mind my goofy off falling. I'm just gonna start lining up with the airport, and I'm sorry if this isn't like a production quality video. Chase was just nagging me to get a video out. There was no scripting. I was just wanting to play a game, but we needed to upload. So here we are on a Sunday evening doing this.
Welcome to our life.
For real. You should enjoy it while you're young, youngsters. I don't care. Our life is hard. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go to school for a second. Where we go? I can't say where for legal reasons, but trust me. Or not legal.
You're watching this?
Hey, then they can just search up where he works. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Anyway, so on a different note, where we're actually talking about the tutorial here, you can see that there's the wind indicator. I kind of touched on this earlier, but I feel like I should kind of like say it better, like talk about it better, and give you a better sense of scale or sense of whatever. I'm just trying to fill in the void of words. But so as I'm lining up with the runway that is facing, I don't know, God knows, that is facing like 90 or so so it's facing due east-ish, kind of. And ignore my goofy off flight. I haven't played this game in way too long. As in a week. But Oh yeah. So say it's lined with due east, and the wind is coming from 270. Seeing that this is like, it would actually be more efficient to just go down or towards north instead of increasing your number to 270 facing it. You're just like gonna decrease until you hit 270. You know what I mean. Like, so I'm gonna actually face to the left towards 270 ever so slightly because of the crosswind. Then I am just gonna face center line. Actually, right now I'm gonna face center line, but in a minute I'm gonna show you how to land crosswind. I'm just gonna have to wait for some crosswind. So here I am, I'm kind of high. I'm coming down over the runway. I'm gonna wait to flare, or I already touched the ground. But yeah, I was gonna say, you should wait to flare. Those landing gear aren't springy enough, and I came down way too fast. But you should you should actually go down really kind of fast, and then flare or pitch up at the last moment. And at the end, as you can see, we have come to a final stop. Thank you for flying Ryanair. Because we
Last
all know.
year, over 90% of
Oh hush. Anyway, so if you already know how to cross one land and you know what I'm talking about, you can just skip this video, or this part of the video, and goodbye. But if you don't know how to do it, I'm gonna just wait for some crosswind, and I'm gonna align with the runway as you normally do, as I've just taught you, hopefully. And then you should, I'll teach you how to crosswind, because I know my words aren't really good. Like, I don't know how to teach you that well, but I can just show you better. Now you can see we have a higher bit of crosswind. Still not a lot, but enough for me to demonstrate. And I'm facing the other way on the runway, so I hope you know how to use navigation. Basically, you can see in the bottom left corner that I'm facing 268. And my crosswind is coming from 280. So I'm gonna slightly turn towards 280 upon landing to correct for crosswind and make sure I don't run into the grass. On extremer scenarios, oh god, I'm just gonna let that motorcycle pass in the background. In extremer scenarios, you will have to turn harder, but you can slightly see how my wheels are unaligned with the center line for crosswind reasons. I'm gonna turn up my engines a little bit higher, not all the way, because I just realized I was at idle. Here we are, of course, tail striking. If you do that, don't worry. Tail striking is common in smaller planes. Once you're comfortable with smaller planes and you want to learn how to butter landing, which is smooth landing, you should probably go to a medium haul or long haul airliner. That's when you can really get into buttering your landings and having a good time, smooth landing, and all of those things. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.
Wait, don't end it yet. Sorry, guys. We might make another video on how to butter, so yeah.
Yeah.